What is going on, guys? Luke here today, and it's time to talk about Tesla's next earnings call coming up this week. Delivery numbers were yet another record, but of course it didn't meet Wall Street's expectations, kind of depending upon which article you clicked on, and another round of price cuts has seen the stock price almost drop immediately afterwards. And with the market being on edge right now with the banking drama and all the geopolitical tensions continuing to rise, is this your last chance to get out because this earnings will be the one that sends Tesla back down to the low 100s again? Or is it going to set up potentially your last chance to buy before the rocket ship takes off? And what price am I looking to buy at personally? So I will answer all this today for you. I just ask in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. So Tesla had record deliveries once again, but it was still a miss according to some on Wall Street. I mean, some of them actually had to redact it and, fix their article and everything else, but you know exactly how Wall Street is. And I know that just kind of sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud, but the bar is very high for delivery numbers for Tesla, so I guess Wall Street just isn't going to be happy unless they just blow the number completely out of the water. Now, I talked about it before in regards to deliveries, but it bears mentioning here again. I could care less if Tesla hit the mark or came in below by 2,000 vehicles. I mean, honestly, I don't care. What is the difference between 420,000 and 422,000 or whatever the heck the number ends up being? It doesn't matter. It's less than a 1% miss, but, slow down here. On the flip side of all this, I don't agree with the bulls either, who would have lost their minds if they had hit $424,000 worth, 424,000 deliveries, if I could actually say it correctly. Anyways, the point being, that's not a big deal to me either. It's 1% either way, up or down. I'm sorry, it's just not a major catalyst or a huge disaster for the stock either way. 420, 424, who freaking cares? The bottom line is they are executing. That's it. So even if the numbers don't meet expectations, which the consequences will be harsh in the short term if they don't, as a long-term investor, I'm not concerned at all as I understand the why, and it just means more shares at a cheaper price. But there are three big concerns I have coming into this earnings call that are going to impact this earnings call and the share price more importantly, so we got to talk about it. Well, actually, before we get to those, just wanted to mention that the flash sale is ending tomorrow if you want to see all of my Tesla buys in real time, my complete watch list and price targets for all the stocks I'm buying, plus you get 5 free courses, hundreds of tutorials, you can ask me anything on the live Q&A, slide into my DMs, and a ton more. So make sure you check out the pinned comment and get your membership now as that flash sale expires tomorrow. All right, so back on topic with the three big concerns. The first big concern is that the market is in serious jeopardy right now. I mean, the market's currently choppy to say the least. It's just kind of all over the map. And we're basically one big announcement, one unexpected geopolitical event, one Fed misstep from taking another leg down. And despite what all the Tesla bulls and everybody else who's bullish on Tesla will tell you, Tesla is going to give ground just like everyone else will in that scenario. Now, I know we like to believe that Tesla is immune from a lot of this sort of stuff, but they just aren't, unfortunately. It sucks. I get it. They're going to perform regardless, but they're going to get drugged down if those sort of things happen. Sorry, I know that doesn't align with everybody else's take, but it's the reality, and that's why you guys come here for information. Not to be told that Tesla should be at $1,000 today, and don't worry, it will be this shortly after this earnings call because that's going to be the catalyst to send it to $1,000. That, to me, doesn't help you as an investor make sound and informed decisions. The second is once again the drama surrounding Elon that never seems to end. I mean, in regards to this earnings call specifically, Elon is going to be a wild card that sometimes hurts more than helps Tesla. As you know, he kind of speaks off the cuff and can be combative and can kind of just be all over the map. I mean, it's why we love him and it's why he drives Tesla to new heights. However, it also sometimes hurts the share price in the short term, and earnings calls are where you talk about the last quarter's performance and then project forward where you see Tesla going next quarter and through the end of the year. And maybe you do find a little section on some of the big future things that are coming like teslabot, and you kind of briefly tease that and you kind of move on. But we all know that's not Elon's style at all, and it's just going to be random, it's going to be wild, and he may spend half the time discussing something that's years into the future or something else altogether. I mean, who knows at this stage? And then we have the Elon Twitter drama, which thankfully it looks like it's kind of coming to a close. I know it's still hanging there, but it's not near the deafening noise that it was back at the end of last year. And we can basically all kind of move on from this, hopefully, but there has been some damage done if we're all being honest here. Now, many already view him as distracted, and that is why they don't invest in Tesla stock in the first place. So you can be sure this is weighing on people's mind during the earnings call, especially those large institutional investors. But kind of the off again, on again, off again, Twitter with romance really weighed on investors over the past 6 months or so. I mean, honestly, these are still questions that we got to answer. Does he need to sell more to keep it afloat? I don't think so, but it's not definitive yet since it's not publicly traded. We don't really know. And since it's also kind of part of a bigger plan, will that actually take away from his focus on Tesla? Does he really need to keep poking the bear overall whenever he's out there trolling folks on Twitter? And if you don't think some on Wall Street won't draw the conclusion that Tesla missing, even if it's just a little bit, not saying they're going to miss, but if they do miss, even if it's just a little bit, they're going to basically say it was the direct result of him not being focused. If you don't think that's what they're going to say, then you honestly don't understand how they work. Don't yell at me. I'm not saying that's how it should be or that's how it should go or anything else like that. And I'm also not saying it's fair or that it should have any bearing on Tesla stock. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm actually saying is fair or not, if that happens, it will have a short-term impact on the stock price because that's what Wall Street does. There's a reason why Tesla is the most volatile large cap stock that has ever existed by a mile. I mean, even companies valued at 20% of the value of Tesla are not usually this volatile. Bottom line, if the numbers don't meet expectations, or if Elon says something that can be viewed as negative, the stock will most likely get pounded once again. That is just the reality of the market we are in right now and the situation with Elon. And finally, to the last point, we have the drama over the price cuts. Now, I'm right there with you guys. I don't care if they cut the prices or not. They're just, honestly, this last price cut, they're just back to 2021 pricing. Remember, they raised the price to deal with inflation and because the demand was honestly ridiculous. And now that prices have come down, they can cut prices and still maintain great margins. And also keep in mind, they have been getting more efficient and finding ways to keep the cost moving down for the vehicles or overall. And the latest price cut doesn't affect this last quarter's numbers anyway, so it's honestly a non-event for me. But Wall Street is going to have a field day speculating around it, and if they do happen to show a huge decrease in profitability, that will be squarely where that blame goes. It's going to go right there to those price cuts. Now, the one saving grace that may save us is if Elon guides to higher delivery numbers, or if he just maintains delivery guidance for the year. It may be a win along with positive discussion around the margins and all the efficiencies that are being gained that will kind of, put a poo-poo on the whole, they cut prices, so therefore the margins and profitability are going in the toilet. Basically, if we can meet expectations and the commentary on the call is positive, it may be enough to maintain the stock and not let Wall Street get too stupid on the stock price. So what am I doing personally, and at what price am I looking to buy? Well, you guys know it. This is where having your plan set before the earnings call is key. Now, I know many of you guys hate that I say it, but planning and having price targets is key to investing, especially with Tesla because it's such a unique stock. But you absolutely can take advantage of this uncertainty if you play the long game and stay away from all the short-term speculation and stick to that plan. I mean, suddenly Tesla lowers the price on vehicles as we enter a slowdown, and Tesla isn't performing as a business or a company and is a terrible buy. I mean, that's going to be one of the narratives that's out there. But that is just dumb, as thinking, basically a toilet flush should move a stock up. But that stupidity that happens on both sides is to our advantage as retail investors, because we get shares on the cheap and can add at prices we really honestly shouldn't be able to add at. That's exactly what happened at the beginning of this year. We got prices that we honestly shouldn't have gotten to buy at. So I am simply sitting back and watching the numbers and then watching what Wall Street does to see if they give me some of those juicy discounts that you guys know that I love. I already have my cash ready to deploy, and I don't care about the price action nearly as much as I care about how the business is performing, and I will happily deploy my cash in that $150 range or so. And if Wall Street wants to get stupid and dumb, I will happily buy anything under 130 all day long. I know I was buying it like crazy max buys at the beginning of the year, and if they want to throw it down there again, guess what? I'm going to be forced to buy more Tesla stock. No other stock moves like Tesla, so you need to be prepared and have your price targets ready, which I agree is hard to come up with for Tesla as compared to almost any other stock. So just hold and look at your price targets when short-term issues arise, like an earnings call is great, but the stock sells off anyways. That is the perfect time that I like to add. And remember, the flash sale ends tomorrow for you to see all my Tesla buys in real time. To get all my watch list with price targets, you get 5 free courses. You get access to the best Discord out there. You get on the live Q&As with me. Ask me anything, slide into my DMs. There's tons of materials in there, hours and hours of videos for you to go through. It honestly is the best value to me, and the flash sale is ending tomorrow, so make sure you jump on that before it expires. And click this video here to see exactly what I'm buying in this market, and click here to see exactly what my plan is for this market. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.